It is Thursday, August 14th, 2025. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by Mountain Dew. You're looking for a refreshing citrusy kick this summer, go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. He is back. That is my man Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, intern Sawyer along for the ride as well. We missed you yesterday. It was nice of Jimmy Norp to fill in, but it's hard to fill in for a legend like you.
I appreciate that. I do love me some Jimmy Norp, man. I really,
Yeah.
From the days when I called him out before I even knew who he was in the blitzball world to knowing him now, I mean, it's a complete 180. I love the guy.
Yeah, I do too. He's good energy. The minute he set foot, he was supposed to have been in one of our early blitzball battles, but I think he had COVID or something, couldn't make it. And then he eventually joined us, and we were like, God, this kid has amazing energy. He was so young. I mean, I think the first time he came up, he was 20 or 21 or something.
It always surprises me how young all those people are in the warehouse. I will say he has one major flaw, though, Chris.
What do you got?
He's a Tigers fan.
Oh, well, I mean,
tough,
come on.
yeah.
That goes without saying. We discussed that yesterday. We did.
A lot of AL Central guys right here.
We're going to cover it all. We just need somebody from Kansas City. Maybe Pasquantino can drop by. And the White Sox, who have been better than, we thought.
We should, what we should do? We should start in like a AL NL Central coalition of guys to make it cool again. Like, get out of here, NL AL East, like all those. Get out of here.
You're right.
Let's get the Central hot in the streets.
You coastal elites.
Yeah.
Well, let's elbow our way in there. We'll do it. Start off with a tip of the cap. We're going to talk in just a bit about how miserable the Giants' run has been since the All-Star break, and it has been horrific. But I do want to give a tip of the cap to Willy Adames. So they got clubbed by the Padres. On his way back to the clubhouse, he notices all these kids standing outside in the hallway, and they're waiting for autographs. He signed every one for those kids, is the report, before he went back in and took care of business with his teammates. That's somebody who has perspective, and it is, I know Giants fans wish his season was better. He wishes his season was better. That's part of the reason you paid him what you paid him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, no matter what, you have to try to separate what's going on the field with, like, what you're supposed to do in the community off the field. And it becomes difficult, especially, for a guy who has struggled this year, whose team is going bad right now. But yes, to have the perspective to stop is great. And you know what? Honestly, Chris, I don't want to give him too much of like a pat on the back, because you're supposed to do this stuff, especially when you sign a contract like he did. I mean, it is your job to represent the San Francisco Giants in a respectful manner. And of course he's going to do that because that's the kind of person he is. So I guess I'll give him a little thumbs up for it, but this is what he's supposed to do, Chris.
I agree. And for people that have not been at the Giants ballpark, it's really interesting. When you walk through as a player, there is an area where the public can have access to you. Now, it is kind of cordoned off by security, but you kind of walk through. You're a little bit like a hamster in a cage almost as you're walking through. And it would have been easy for him to just walk into the clubhouse and that's it. He did take the time to stop out. And I agree that more people should do it, but you also know not everybody does.
No, they don't. And you know what? Those kids, they don't care what the Giants are doing on the field right now. They're just stoked they got to meet Willy Adames.
Right, exactly. It's a memory that they'll create forever. All right, let's stay in California. We'll move down to Southern California. I'm donning an Angels cap today because guess what? The Halos did it again. They swept the season series from the mighty Los Angeles Dodgers, another comeback variety on Wednesday.
And he lines one left center, a base hit. Ward scores. Moore's on his way home. The big hit from O'Hoppe gives the Angels the lead. It's 6-5.
And so you know what that means. For the first time since late April, the Dodgers wake up not holding at least a share of first place in the National League West. They are a full game behind the Padres, who swept the Giants, and now they'll head into the weekend series between these top two teams in the National League West, trailing San Diego. When do we start sounding the alarm for the defending world champs?
It's interesting because I think everyone in the game understands who they still have on their roster, but we're only really looking at, their starting pitching and their lineup. The bullpen's been in shambles, Chris.
Horrible.
It's been bad. It's been, a bunch of injuries, underperformances. And can you overcome that? Sure, if your offense is going nuclear, which it really isn't for them right now. So when that's happening, like, and you're giving up these leads, it's difficult. And then so that's been the problem, the bullpen. But in this series, Chris, 14 innings pitched, 15 earned runs for their starters.
Whew.
That's I mean, I think, yeah, we can talk about the Dodgers, and that's going to be a great series against the Padres. I'm still, very much in on their ability to have success this season, but you got to give a little credit to the Angels in the way
Heck
they're
yeah.
playing and the way their bullpen performed, the way some of their guys stepped up, what they did with runners in scoring position. I mean, 10 for 31 in the series. I know that that's a lost season for the Angels, but I mean, to sweep the Dodgers probably feels really good.
Oh,
if
yes,
you're an
it
Angels
does.
fan, right?
There's no question. The other night when Shohei hits the home run off of Kenley Jansen, you're like, oh, well, this is it.
His
Well,
one blemish, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has been incredible for 2 months. And then they come back, they tie it, they force extras, they hold the Dodgers scoreless. Like, they have done exactly what you want to do. They're still 3 games under 500, and I think a remarkable year for them would be 80 wins. And I know that's not how you want to be measured. You're not JV. You're still professional baseball players at the highest level that we've got in the entire world. You want to do better than that, but it has been at times a really, really fun watch for them. With the Dodgers, I mentioned it at the trade deadline. I think that Andrew Friedman, for the first time as long as I can remember, underdelivered, particularly in the bullpen. I think that he overplayed his hand with the number of veterans that A, could get healthy, and B, could help out. Now, the story's going to be written in October, because whether they win the division or just get in as a wild card, they're still going to have a chance to successfully defend their crown, in my opinion. But man, oh man, you're running a risk with the number of high leverage guys that moved from team to team, and particularly guys who had multiple years remaining on their deal. He has never been afraid to pull the trigger and give up prospects and say, you know what, we'll just draft them, develop them, and grow them again. And he didn't do it, and that's been costly.
It has been, and you could say he was just waiting for guys to get healthy and all this. You end up, I keep saying this, but you end up shipping out a guy who could really, really help you down the stretch and in the postseason in Dustin May. Like, yep. I love that guy, and I understand he's going to become a free agent. And most teams, I would say, let him trade him and get what you can. But if you're the Dodgers, you don't need to replenish your farm system. That's kind of like not the way you operate. So there's really no. Like, if you just lost Dustin May and you didn't get anything for him, I don't know if he's going to get the qualifying offer. Okay, he can't now, I guess, because he got traded. But would he stay with the Dodgers? Would they offer him a qualifying offer? I don't know. Maybe. But, yeah, I think getting rid of him is going to prove really, really costly for them.
They have blown leads in 4 of their last 7 games. I believe I heard last night on their postgame show on Sportsnet, they have blown 13 save opportunities since the beginning of July. That is an astronomical number, if that is indeed right. I do want to focus on one other thing in this game, and it was Shohei's first appearance as a starting pitcher in Anaheim as a Dodger. And before he even had a chance to throw a pitch, he, of course, has to lead off the game. And what does he do? He hits a leadoff triple. I think I heard that he is the first pitcher to ever lead off a game with a triple. So he does that, and then in the bottom of the first, he does what he does best on the mound.
Just like the WBC, a 3-2 sweeper. This time he watches strike 3. Shohei Ohtani with bookending strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first. And a wry smile from Trout.
Well, he couldn't hang on to that lead. He couldn't get through 5 innings, which is what they wanted him to get through. He got close, but the Angels, to their credit, knocked him around. He didn't walk a single batter, so his stuff was good. He just admitted he couldn't put people away.
Except for Trout.
Except for
players. That's a nasty front hip sweeper there. And then I believe the next at bat, he dotted up a fastball down and away, just like, there's maybe, I don't know, if maybe he gets a little extra juice when he sees Mike in the box, because when Shohei came over, it was Mike Trout and then everybody else.
Yep.
And I guarantee he still sees Mike as that guy.
All right, so we're a year and a half into Ohtani being a Dodger. What do you think Angels fans' perception of Shohei Ohtani is? Do you think that they can't stand him?
No, I don't think so at all. And if they do, that's crazy. I think they should love him. Like, he chose the Angels. Like, that should mean something. And he put together some really, really nice seasons out there. At the end of the day, like, the Angels didn't offer him what the Dodgers could offer him. I don't think it has nothing to do with Shohei Ohtani. Like, the fact that he signed with the Dodgers maybe, irks some Angels fans a little bit, but, I don't think they should hold any ill will, and they should really celebrate the fact that this guy chose them. And, we saw some incredible baseball in Anaheim. I don't think Shohei did anything wrong to Angels fans.
No, he didn't do anything. He put in his time, and they couldn't put a good enough team around he and Mike Trout. And, does he end up staying even if, let's say, the year after year they're competing for a playoff spot, whether it's a division championship or
I think he would have. If they were I mean this in the best way possible. If they were like a organization that was run the right way, which maybe they're trending that way right now. I like some of the young players. I don't know. If they were winning and it was like Mike Trout and Shohei and like Bash Brothers, like, I think there's a chance he stays. Like, he wanted to be in the LA market, and the Angels are LA enough.
They're LA adjacent.
They're LA adjacent, but I think West Coast was very important to him. I don't think it had to be Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't think it had to be. It ended up being a very I think easy, logical choice for him because of where the Angels were at as an organization. But if the Dodgers and the Angels were having the same sort of season like success, I think 100% there was a big chance he stays in Anaheim.
I don't think so. I think
why? What's the difference?
Well, there's a huge difference between playing for. It's like the difference between playing for the Clippers or the Lakers. There's a big difference.
For a while there, the Clippers were signing some big names and going after it. And I will say this: I understand the difference between the Clippers and the Lakers, but I don't know if Shohei thought like that.
You don't think, based on it now, we could have a whole nother discussion on the sort of advice he may be getting in recent years, because there has been, there's now a lawsuit apparently against he and his agent in terms of a real estate deal that has gone bad, and we'll see how that plays out. I think the point is that he does listen to people, and he has to. I mean, for God's sakes, if you moved halfway across the world and there was a culture change and a language barrier and all sorts of stuff, of course you would have to listen to people. You don't think somebody got in his ear and was like, listen, dude, all things being equal, let's play it out that the Angels were maybe not on par with the Dodgers baseball-wise, but we're good enough. Maybe every other year they're contending for a playoff spot. You don't think somebody would have gotten in his ear and been like, yo, bro, you've got to hit the Dodgers. This is what it means to your pocketbook. This is what it could mean to your legacy.
Possibly. I don't think pocketbook comes into play. Like, he was going to get paid. You know what I mean? Like, if we're talking contracts were the same, organizations were the same, which they're not. Like, the Dodgers are the creme de la creme organization. Like, ask anybody around baseball. I don't know. I don't think it was Dodgers or nothing if the Angels were competing. I think he liked it there. Like, he was having success. He liked living down there.
Mm-hmm. Well, let us know in the comments section. What do you think? If things had been closer to equal, not entirely level playing field.
Ownership was the same. I think that comes into play too. Like, there has to be so many things. Like, it was never going to happen with the Angels.
Right. We are playing the hypothetical. And also, I do want to hear from Angels fans what your perception is of him. I talked to Swilly last night. I texted her because I was curious. She goes, if he had just left for Seattle, or even though they're in the same division, if he had left for the Mets, it would have been just another team. But because he left for the Dodgers, I think it stings a lot more and might have ruptured.
That's not Shohei. That's them being mad at their situation.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. But let us know where you sit on all this stuff with Shohei. Interesting. All right. We talked about the Padres, man. They are just killing it. That lineup, Ramon Laureano goes deep again. He has been incredible this year. Incredible. 11-1 is the final as they sweep the Giants. And we're going to have much more on the Padres and Dodgers coming up on Friday's show. But I want to focus on the Giants, who were gracious hosts with the way they played defense against the Padres.
The pitch. Machado blasts one to left field. Ramos is not going to catch it. One hop up against the wall. He'll play the Karen barehand style, and then he throws to nobody. Tatis scores at 6-0 Padres. And the Giants, it's just unraveling. Man. Ugly.
Dave Fleming killed the call. For those of you that are audio only and you haven't seen the play, he one-handed it off the wall. He turned. He was going to throw it to second base. Bob Melvin said after the game they had the wrong cut set up. And so that wasn't on Elliot Ramos. First of all, is that right?
Well, it looked like he was going to throw it to second base and nobody was there. So he tried to like choke it off and hold it, but it was too late. So, I mean, he comes up, he gets this carom right here and feels it perfectly. So he thinks maybe I got a chance at second base, but nobody's there. I believe at the time they're probably lining up to third base, which means second baseman will go with the shortstop a little bit, kind of play trailer there. First baseman should be at second base, but if he wasn't there, I don't know. It looks terrible.
Well, this is not the first time that we have seen either a defensive gaffe, a base running issue, not knowing the infield fly rule. This is a lot of stuff. And there are a ton of Giants fans that are like, now, why do we have a coaching staff? Like, how much of this is falling on them? We've talked about this with Aaron Boone on the East Coast. We have to talk about it with Bob Melvin and his team on the West Coast. Is this something that needs to be rectified by Buster Posey, who, by the way, picked up an option on Melvin for next year?
So no, this is a player thing, Chris. Like, these guys have to have some accountability here. Like, they have to. This is a veteran team, guys that are have been most of them very good defenders, or like these are good baseball players on this team. They just haven't got the job done. So I don't know how much at the big league level you don't really need to be teaching fundamentals, or you shouldn't have to teach fundamentals. Can you go over them and make sure that you're getting out there and you're practicing? Sure, like that's the one thing that coaches can do, but like you should not be fundamentally unsound as a big leaguer. So a lot of this, I would say 95% of it just falls on the players, Chris. And I don't know what the vibe is. It seemed like it was really good at the beginning of the season. Like, you got some guys there that are so fun. Willie Adames, Matt Chapman. These guys are like real deal clubhouse fun, get everybody together type guys. And it seemed like we had that going on in San Francisco at the beginning of the season. Doesn't really seem like that now. I don't know what Buster Posey does with this damn team. They have nobody. Chris, you talked about this offense a ton this year. Matt Chapman is leading them with a 761 OPS. Like, that's just not going to get the job done. They scored 3 runs in this series. Like, it's so you could point to a million different things, but all of this falls on the players. These are good players, veteran players that should not be making mistakes like this and shouldn't have a season like this, if we're being honest.
To take it a step further with the offense, in their last 5 losses, they've scored 5 runs. They have lost 13 of 14 at home. The last time that happened, the Giants were in New York, and it was 1940. The last time it happened before that was 1901. So we are talking about 125 years where we have only seen this 3 times in the history of the franchise. I got Giants friends of mine who were texting, and they're like, what do we do? And I said, I don't know anymore. I mean, they traded for a guy who has been a consistent top 15 bat. And now he's actually swinging it pretty well. But nobody else is chipping in. And I don't know where they are. They spend $100 million on, Jung-Ho Lee. They re-up Matt Chapman for over $150 million. They bring in Willie Adames for $182. Like, it felt like everything was pointed in the right direction. Now they're going to finish 4th behind the Diamondbacks, who frickin' had a for sale sign in their yard less than 3 weeks ago.
I will say that at the big league level, hitting, like the hitting staff, the hitting coaches do make a huge difference. So
Why?
like, I'm talking about defense and base running and stuff like that should be ingrained in you already. And it's up to you just to go out and practice and know what you're doing. Hitting, on the other hand, I mean, because you're getting reports and you're getting game plans and strategies, and you need to work on some mechanical deficiencies, or you need, there's a lot that goes into hitting at the big league level where you can get better, or at least give yourself a better chance for success in the way that you prepare. That does fall on the hitting coaches a ton. And I've said this before, Chris, hitting coach, hardest job there is in the big leagues, bar none. It's ridiculous. There's usually 2 or 3 of them now because you need that many voices. You need at least one guy that's speaking Spanish, and he's kind of like, honestly, they'll take over the Spanish speaking core like group of the of players. Like you need so much going on, so that can be, that can be the coach's fault, I guess. Like the offensive output can come on to the coaches.
I think Buster Posey's going to have a hard call in the offseason right after he re-ups with Bob Melvin. I think it's something he's got to look at, and it's interesting because Melvin replaced Gabe Kapler, and it was too laissez-faire for a lot of people. And you heard Logan Webb at the end of his tenure basically say, like, we need more accountability here. I wonder if that's happening. We'll see.
Pat the bat, is he going to be out? It's like, to me, all right, I hate doing this, but like, I think there are certain guys who are like meant to be hitting coaches, and a guy that's had like a ton of success, I don't know if he's like the best. Those guys, not specifically Pat, I don't know if those guys are the best to be hitting coaches. You have to be like in the trenches. You have to really, really want this. And sometimes, especially nowadays, like a old school type former hitter, I think should be more of a complimentary piece than
the main
guy putting together game plans.
Well, that's the deal with, I believe, with Edgar Martinez in Seattle, is that he's the complimentary piece.
Yes.
And people have said what a difference he has made. Remember, he came on when Dan Wilson replaced Scott Service last year. And so everybody says what a difference.
It takes a special person to go in there and develop these game plans and all these scouting reports. Now, there's a bunch of people doing it, but one person delivering it. And like the guys, like, again, that have had success and they don't, quote unquote, need the job. Like, I don't know if, like, again, complimentary, yes. But you need a dog down there that's like doing this because he either absolutely loves it or like is there, like he needs the money. Like this is his like job. He can't not have this job. Like there's a difference.
All right, Giants fans, this is a safe space for you. Feel free. Put it in the comments. How we doing? How we hanging? Well, today's episode, it is sponsored by Lids. Lids, the home of headwear, is now your one-stop shop for all things Topps, with Topps Chrome in Lids stores now. So whether you're a hardcore collector looking for the hobby box or a casual trading card fan looking for the value box, you can find them at your local Lids store. If you want a little more juice than the value box, but you don't want to commit to a hobby box, now you can also find the Topps Chrome Mega Box in stores. It was out Wednesday, August 6th, featuring 10 parallels per box. You can also use the code JOHNBOY in stores to get an Access Pass premium membership for free with any purchase of a Topps Chrome baseball box. Now, recent APP rewards include frontline access to the Ronald Acuna Jr., John Smoltz meet and greet, sweepstakes for 3-day passes at FanFest, and more. So use the code JOHNBOY in store to get your APP membership today. You'll thank us once you do. Lasting memories forever, courtesy of Lids. All right, it was nice to see Hunter Green throw on his big league lid for the first time in more than 2 months. He was out with a groin injury, and he kicked the Phillies right in the onions. 6 shutout innings. Meanwhile, the Braves, they put up a 9 spot on the Mets before keeping them dragging down.
Michael Harris, straight away center field. Keep going. Is it a grand slam? You bet it's not. It's off the wall. I thought it hit beyond the fence. It did.
Hey, Brandon, I was with you. He does a great job calling the Braves games. Really great voice, great energy. So we were all a little confused on the grand slam. So believe me, I was right there with you. Braves end up taking it to the New York Mets, and the Mets just ended their 7-game skid the other day. But, boy, their losing ways continue. And what did I tell you the other day? Don't look ahead to the Phillies. Be careful of what's behind you. The Reds win, couple that with the Mets loss, it's just a game difference for that third and final wild card berth. Which of those two teams is built better for the stretch run?
You've been asking. This is another good one, Chris. I
don't know. My Stanton question the other day wasn't very popular.
We both said he should be in the Hall of Fame.
I know.
People we think they might not vote him in.
Exactly. But that's okay. That's okay.
But the clips are all that matters in today's world. I'll still, I don't know, man. Honestly, like in my head, like my big brain, baseball brain,
Mhm.
I think the Reds are. I do. I mean, they have 6 starters, like 6 real deal starters there in that rotation, plus more. Like they could have more than that. So I like their starting pitching. That's been the Mets' biggest problem as of late. Has been their starting pitching. I think the Mets' offense will come around. They've been very bad as of late, but I think there's just too many good names. Then I think they will go on some sort of run. So that kind of like sways my opinion a little bit. I'll also take the Mets bullpen. They made some really nice additions there. I think they got a ton of high leverage arms there. So like when I talk about it out loud, I think the Mets, but in my heart or gut, I think it's the Reds. I think they're just like, it seems like they're quote unquote, and I hate that I'm using this word, Chris, but this is what I really feel. I feel like they're more hungry for it. I feel like I don't know. It seems like they're playing hungrier baseball than the Mets. And maybe I'm just an idiot and a little bit of recency bias, and I'm just seeing what's going on right now. Roster-wise, I'll go Mets. In my gut, I'll say Reds. How about that?
Intern Sawyer, I want you to look something up for me while I make this point. Terry Francona's first year with the Cleveland Indians was 2013 and made the wild card. But I think the last 3 weeks of the year, they won 17 of 18 or something. Put that in the chat for me. And I want to bring that up because obviously it's Tito's first year with the Cincinnati Reds. And you talked about the starting pitching. Lodolo's on the injured list. But you look at the rest of the guys they've got now that Hunter Green's back. Abbott, remember they just traded for Zach Littell, who's a great middle-of-the-rotation guy you can put in there. Very dependable. Nick Martinez has had some wow moments and some moments, and a little bit for Brady Singer too. But I don't know if they've definitively, Reds fans can help me out with this, have they officially moved Chase Burns to the bullpen? Because if so, I think that's going to be something wild to watch.
I love that.
You put that arm in the bullpen, and Emilio Pagan, say whatever you want. He's not your first choice to be your closer heading into the season. He's been great this year.
I know.
Like, incredible.
I used to get a text from a certain Minnesota Twins fan, very famous. Every time Emilio Pagan would come in for the Twins, he would text me and just basically say, "What the F are we doing?"
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I text him now. It's the highlights of Emilio Pagan in a Reds uniform and say, "Look at this."
There's also one or two moves that are so below the radar when they happen at the trade deadline. It's one of those moves where you're like, oh, yeah, I guess they made a move. Miguel Andujar being a right-handed stick for the Reds, huge, because he is killing left-handed pitching. He's gotten 10 hits, I think, as a Cincinnati Red. 5 have gone for extra bases. He's homered in consecutive games. He hit a grand slam last night. It's like, that's a sneaky good move. They didn't make the wow splash move, but I thought that was a great pickup for them.
Did you answer the question?
I think I like the Reds, and I'm waiting on Sawyer. Sawyer, you went to.
Is that a gut feeling like I have, or is that
a
like
gut feeling?
It
is a gut feeling
roster to roster?
Because the Mets, the 3 guys they traded for, Helsley had one bad outing, but other than that,
He had 2. The Brewers got him twice.
They did get him twice. I thought it was just the one game they got him.
I think
they
it was
did get him
twice.
twice.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad game either. You just ran into the freaking Brewers.
So the Indians in 2013 went 21-6 in September in order to chase down clubs and make it to the wild card. Man, oh man! Like here's the deal, they ended the season on a 10-game winning streak. That's what it was to get in there.
What year was that?
2013.
Golly.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good run. And I do think the Reds can do it. I'm so worried about the mental health of Mets fans down the stretch. Aren't you?
No.
Why?
The mental health of Mets fans? Do you know what they do to my mental health in my comments all the time? I am not worried about you guys. Sorry.
Not. Oh.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Do you have any good friends that are Mets fans? Like outside of Jolly, let's say. Jolly's pretty even-keeled.
Josh Satin, who played for the Mets.
Oh, he's a Mets fan.
Yeah, he likes the Mets.
Okay. Well, that doesn't.
Honestly, not really. Not that I really know of Lou Dab.
Lou Dab.
Lou
Love
Dab,
me some Lou Dab.
So, yeah, a lot of them are John Boy employees or adjacent. Not a lot of people in L.A. are Mets fans, got to be honest with you. Jerry Seinfeld, Mets fan.
Yeah, don't know him.
Don't know him either.
Don't know him. Love to know him. Love to shake hands with him.
Actually, there's one guy in my neighborhood that's a Mets fan.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I've got a couple.
Yeah,
remember old
sprinkled throughout.
Remember our old intern Sam Singer?
Oh yeah,
oh yeah. He and his dad, friends of ours.
Okay,
Mets fans. They are. I mean, they are just all over.
You know what's funny is Mets and Jets fans are so proud that they're Mets and Jets fans. It's like a badge of honor. The misery is like a badge of honor.
Yeah, I mean the Jets won the Super Bowl.
It's like you and Cleveland. You know, we're made of scar tissue. It's like they're the same way.
The Jets have the longest playoff drought in the NFL. I'm here to help. I don't know. Let us know who's got the inside track on this one. Boy, could you imagine if the Mets, the year they signed Juan Soto, do not make the playoffs?
I had the Mets and the Yankees out of the playoffs this year.
Wow. You had both of them out?
I did.
God, you're going to be dancing on their graves if that happens, aren't you?
I mean, I'm also in a very deep grave.
Yeah, but, well, speaking of, let's get there, shall we? Hey, you were smiling today. Joe Ryan took it to the Yanks in the boogie down. 7 Ks in 6 2/3. Minnesota takes care of business. This came hours after the Pohlad family announced it is taking its house off the market. They will remain owners for now and add some minority investors, it sounds like. What should be their first move, Trevor Plouffe?
I know what you want me to say. I mean, like I tweeted this out last night. And I said the quickest, like right now, the fan base is very much off of the Pohlads.
Yes.
Okay. That's just, there's no secret there. I don't even feel bad about talking about it because it's everywhere right now. I don't know if they've handled this situation very well either. I will say this. I know Joe Pohlad and his family, they've been extremely nice to me. I think they're nice people. So I'm not directing any of this towards them as people, but like as owners of the club, you know, they've made some missteps as of late. They really have.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if you want to get the quickest way to get your fans back is signing someone that they love to a long-term deal so they know that they're going to be there. Joe Ryan's like the perfect guy to do it. I told you, or maybe I told someone else, you could tug on his heartstrings a little bit. He's about to have a baby. You could say, hey, let's set you and your family up forever. Why don't you stay here in Minnesota? We're going to treat you really well.
Oh, hold on. Is this breaking news?
No, I think it's out there. I'm pretty sure it's out there. I'm pretty sure it's on social media. If it's not, we'll have to delete this. I'm almost positive it is.
Sawyer, let's get on that. That's the most important part of your internship ever.
I'm almost positive his wife, or is his wife or fiance Claire? I think his wife.
Might want to introduce yourself.
I gotta tone all this back right now. Let's go check it all out, okay? I mean, that's the quickest way to get the fans back on your side. Like, they've complained about you not being able to, or to trading away everyone, obviously, or to not being able to sign guys in free agency. People were so happy when Carlos Correa came that you traded them away. Like, if you sign Joe Ryan to a long-term deal, I think it would go a long way with the fan base. I don't know if Joe would agree to that. I mean, you have to convince him to stay there. That's why I said tug on the heartstrings a little bit. That should be the first thing that they do is sign somebody that the fans love. Okay. Like, I don't know what they're going to do this offseason. That might not be in the cards. They might end up trading Joe Ryan. I think that would be a huge mistake. I think you're already fighting a massive uphill battle to getting fans into your building. Mm-hmm. I am so curious to see what's going to happen when they get back home, after announcing they're going to retain ownership of the team. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. You have to start giving the fans stuff. Like, you have to start winning them back, and signing one of their favorite players is a start, man.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just temporary in terms of them pulling the team. Like, I still think they want to eventually sell the team. Might not be in.
Well, they're usually, because the Wolves did this as well. If you bring on minority shareholders, they will also say there's a path where they start to gain full ownership of the team, majority ownership of the team. They didn't announce anything like that, so I don't really know.
Their number one thing is they're trying to get rid of a ton of debt, and people are like, debt? They have one of the highest debts in, I believe, certainly in the sport, and maybe even in major four sports in this
That
country.
side of it, Chris, I really am not super versed on what exactly that debt means. I know that most teams carry debt. I know that theirs is amongst the biggest in the big leagues.
is.
I don't even know what debt means. Our country has trillions of dollars in debt that I feel like doesn't mean anything.
Well, okay. So I don't know how interested people are in that aspect of it. What does it mean for your team? I say this a couple times a year that as a sports franchise owner, you can't run it like you run Target or anything else because people aren't going to buy Target jerseys. They are going to buy Joe Ryan jerseys. And do you know how much money the team has committed to payroll the next 2 years?
It's like $70 million or something like that.
No, it's $37 million.
Is that including the guys that are going to be in arbitration?
No, because that's not guys, because you could always non-tender guys. So the point is that only guys who they have to fulfill commitments to. It's two guys. It's Byron Buxton
and Pablo, right?
That's it. It's just those two guys, Pablo and Buxton.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yes, I would agree the Joe Ryan step is very important, but I am skeptical that they'll do that. Because I think
I am too. 100%. I'm skeptical that they would do that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think that's. I don't even think it's a probability. It's not like I'm saying that this is going to happen. I'm saying they should. That's exactly what they should do. Though.
I get it, but
and
I
also another quick way to get people back on your side: lower beer prices.
Well,
like that's like also a no-brainer to me. If I was an owner of a franchise, I'd have the lowest beer prices of any stadium. Wear it like a badge of honor. We will always have the lowest beer prices. That goes so far. Do you want to know why the Rockies fill up their stadium? I found this out when I did the game there. Wow. They built this thing in right field, similar to what the Guardians did. Okay, where you can buy a ticket for it's like $20. Okay, and that place opens up 3 hours before the game, and beers. You get a beer with that ticket, and beers are $3 until the game starts.
Wait.
They get people into the building with that.
Wow. You want to make a road trip?
Let's go. Beers and some baseball in Colorado in.
Let's go. All right. We want to thank, if you're thirsty, we actually want to thank Mountain Dew for sponsoring this episode. Bold flavors, refreshing citrus kick. Mountain Dew is perfect for any occasion. Still have time for those beach days, a boat day, out on the golf course day, going to the ballpark day, or just about anything in between. Right? Last week, where were we? We had warehouse days, 4 of them in a row. You need some energy to get you through. You need a refreshing citrus kick to get you through. Who was serving them up on a platter? Dalton. You need a Mountain Dew? Need a Mountain Dew? Need a Mountain Dew? Now, not everybody can have a Dalton Feely in their life, or maybe you can, but we can certainly help you supply the Mountain Dew. So the next time you're chilling on the beach or sitting over with a 4-iron in your hand from 203 and figuring how you hit that cut shot that's perfect, grab yourself a sip. You'll be good to go. Because the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect pairing with anything you are still doing with those waning days of summer. So if that's what you're looking for, grab yourself a Mountain Dew. You'll feel great. All right, Brewers, holy smokes. 12 wins in a row, and 12 is truly a magic number for them. It's the first time they've done that in a single season since 1987, and the reason it's so big is because there is this chain called George Webb. It's a fast food chain up there in the great state of Wisconsin. They give away a free burger when the Brewers win 12 in a row. People were lined up out the doors in 1987. Well, guess what? It happened again Wednesday, and the starting pitcher knew all about the pressure.
It's awesome. I was telling my wife our last night, I was more nervous about, I wanted to win the burgers for everybody, in the stands, and include myself. But no, it was fun. It's a cool thing. Like you could tell the energy around today is like on the day game was a little bit more than usual. And no, it was fun. But seriously, I wanted to win those burgers bad, for sure.
That away, Woody. Good dude. Ingrained himself in that society with that. If you followed a team, which free food would you most want to have?
Wait, what?
Like if you could stop into a place. Like, okay, so they're giving away, this store is giving away free burgers. Cool. But what is the food that would get you excited if your team won 12 in a row and they were like, hey, free whatever? What's one thing you would line up for? Because I'm not so sure I'd go for a free burger.
I mean, burger sounds delicious, like a Juicy Lucy somewhere in Minnesota. I'm a taco guy, Chris. I'm a taco guy. So, line me up some carne asada tacos, and I'd be huge. I did see that the Brewers did it in 2018 as well.
Oh, they did do it.
2018.
Did they hit 12 in a row there?
They had. So the numbers are, this is from the MLB.com article. In 1987, they gave out 168,000 free burgers. In 2018, this is between the playoffs and the regular season.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yes, they gave out 90,000 free burgers plus 100,000 burger vouchers.
Jesus.
How are these burgers? Milwaukee fans, let us know. What
I don't know.
What are we talking about here?
For me, it's ice cream. If
you
you could
love
guarantee me a shake, I'm such a dessert whore. It's horrible.
You love ice cream.
I love ice cream.
The Lakers, if they won and held a team under a certain amount of points, would give out free Jack in the Box tacos, which are a weird taco, but delicious.
By the way, when you go taco, do you have to go soft or hard shell?
I will do the white person hard shell from time to time. We make those at home for our kids all the time, but I'm more of like a corn tortilla, meat, and then cilantro, onions, salsa.
Okay.
Like a traditional street taco, yeah.
I like the soft. Something about it. You know what it is? I'm white. Maybe I'm biting it wrong, but one bite in on the hard shell and the whole thing crumbles.
Oh, you don't know how to hold it.
Yeah,
I love me like a hard shell taco with like the lettuce and the cheese on it.
No, can't do it. But I'm an ice cream guy. You probably didn't notice it the other day, but I doubled down. Did you know that?
On what?
When me and Kelsey were at the airport, I got a little scoop there. And then when we were on the flight, they offered me ice cream.
That's nice.
I got in there twice.
I didn't have any ice cream on the flight.
I know you didn't. I was watching because I wanted to see. I was so disappointed in myself, too. I'm in a bad place again.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Let's see here. I'm traveling. I think Dalton Feely is in this seat tomorrow. I mean, he's not flying my house, but you understand what we're talking about. And then we'll be reunited on Monday after Players Weekend, after a huge Padres-Dodgers series. A lot of stuff. But make sure you tune in on Friday for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer. That is the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Friday on Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew.